lots of stuff people talk about on the internet, how they use it. I don't class myself as an expert, but I've destroyed a lot of this bloody stuff over the years, so I've had a bit of practice at it. And I've basically developed my method, which is a combination of various methods. So you need 2 knives, or 2 blades. One is your really, really sharp one, and one is your very sharp one. You need a straight edge. You need toothpicks, tweezers, an emery board to sharpen your toothpick if you need it to get into particular tight crevices, etc. I think that's about all I need for now.
Any of these?
Yeah, and cotton buds, most important. So I take new improved.
Yeah.
Generally, it's better to work on small pieces. Don't try and do a whole window in one bit. The joins you pretty much hide, they're very, very hard to see once you make them. And I'm sorry, I'll have to change glasses and put on magnifiers because the eyes aren't too good. So I've put one piece down. I'll do another side and another side. There's really not a lot I can teach. It's like everything to do with modelling. It's getting in and having a go and being patient and keep on trying. The edge of the bare metal foil, you can see here, it's got little wrinkles on it. Try and avoid using that because that's the adhesive's deteriorating there, and it's pretty much as soon as you get a sheet you can see the very, very last edge, so don't use the last edge as a general rule. In terms of sharp knives, these scalpel blades are very, very sharp, but I don't find them very good for when you're trying to cut the excess away. For some reason, I don't know whether it's just bad luck, I tend to find that these slip off more than those blades. So I use that for cutting the foil. Roughly measure the width that you want and cut a strip. So I'm looking for about 50. You want to make it a bit generous to cover what you're trying to cover. If it tears when you're trying to cut it, the blade's not sharp enough. You only need a fairly light pressure. You don't need to cut into the backing, and then you need to pick it up. Then you need to lay it down. Now at this point you're trying to make sure you don't get wrinkles and pleats and puckers in it. So you lay it down, smooth it on with your finger, then first modelling tool is your fingernail to just sort of push it in on the corners. Then round. If you do get a pleat or a pucker in it, you can lift it up, have another go at trying to put it down. If it tears, too bad, you've got to start again. So if you gently smooth that in around what you're trying to do and into the corners, then your cotton bud. And you can be pretty rough with it at this stage. You can just got to push that in hard. And then where it's turning on the inside, you want to be gentle because it'll tear. If you get as much in as you possibly can. Just folding it in. And then your toothpick, you want to get it right into the corners. If you should, of course, be starting off with a smooth surface. It doesn't hide any imperfections underneath. Now the inside, if you gradually fold that over and pushing it fairly hard and then turn it right in, okay, so the key is to get it right touching the model, particularly in the corner. And then you take your very, very sharp blade. Now in terms of blades, I found these really good blades, good value from Hobby Tools in Hobby Tools Australia. Buying them online, so you get a box. I think there's 50, and much cheaper than buying a packet. The only thing that I find with these, and once again, I don't know if it's me and I've had bad luck, with bare metal foil they have a, I haven't found them so good for keeping to the direction I want to go. They have a very small radius on the end rather than the ones with USA on the side that you buy in the hobby shop are much more of a point, whereas if you look at these under the magnifiers, you'll see that they're radius. And I don't know if it's just bad luck, but I've had more runoff and going in the wrong place when using those and these, so I'm sticking to the USA blade.
What do you mean on this part here?
No, the very tip, if you look at one of these,
Not so much of a tip rather than
it's very, very small, and I don't know if it's just, you can hardly see it, but if you look at them under a light, that's got a very small radius on it, on the end.
Oh yeah.
And this one is one that I've honed up, so it's even sharper. So
Yeah, it just rounds up.
yeah, just pop him back in there. Thanks. But having said that, recommend these for value for money for everything else. Okay, this is probably the hardest part, which is trimming off that outside edge. I find that the way to do it is it's light pressure and concentrate more on where you want to go than where the tip of the blade is. Sort of keeping the angle pretty much central to what you're trying to do.
using an old signwriter's trick with your finger there.
Notice am I?
You're not leaning on the blade. You're relying the pressure's on your finger, and your blade's moving.
You're
with me?
I'm not an old signwriter. I wasn't aware that I was.
Oh well, they'd use a stick, like to so
Thanks
they
for
can
that.
control their hand.
It spoils the bloody.
I had one of those stick in my leg.
Yeah, well,
And I looked at it.
I was thinking. Yeah, well.
That was the point.
Yeah. It could stick in a worse place than your leg, and it'd be
Both
in the
legs.
workshop. Anyway, so I believe I've cut it. If you do run off into the inside of your window frame, you've got a chance of repairing it. The stuff, the aluminium is really soft, so if you've cut across through there, you've got a chance you can fix it. If you just sort of rub it back in gently and with a bit of pressure, sometimes you can cover up where you've cut through. If it's stuffed, it's stuffed. You just got to take it off and start again. The next bit is important. You go through the same procedure again of buffing or burnishing in that foil right into the corner of the seam, and then use your cotton bud again. And now you see if the modelling god is smiling or not. Very gently lift up the edge. I should speak a bit about this particular body. This particular body is one that I stuffed up. That's never happened to me before, in that I painted it, the paint job I was quite happy with it, and then I wanted to do the black side stripe. So I masked it all off and sprayed the back side stripe, and when I took the masking tape off, Tomato masking tape, there was a lot of damage to the original paint underneath. And I think what had happened is that I put too much black on and the solvents went through the masking tape and attacked the paint underneath. The more I tried to fix it by sanding it back and then repainting the areas, the more I stuffed it up. And I managed to